Brandon Ayuk saga is officially taken care of, finally. Just a really anticlimactic ending to such a noise and possible rumors of him going to the Browns, the Steelers, or who knows, some other team. But good for him. He signed his contract, making a lot of money, 30 mil per year, and we'll see what he does with Brock Purdy. And, Brock Purdy is probably definitely happy about this, considering he's in his contract year and he expects to get paid after this season concludes. So, if you're a member of the Ayuk team associated with Brock Purdy at all, you gotta be pretty happy right now. Was it a good contract? Sure, I think so. I think Ayuk is definitely like a top 15 wide receiver in the NFL. And John Lynch definitely made the right move in paying him. I mean, you got to assume or think that this is probably Debo's last ride before he gets shipped off somewhere. Obviously, Ayuk, Debo, there's no comparison there. Ayuk is actually a route runner and a real receiver. Full respect to Debo. I love him. He's such a baller. He's an amazing football player. But as a pure wide receiver, he's just not really that guy. And so, if you're a Debo fan, expect this is the last ride with the Niners. But good move by John Lynch. Still has some other homework to do, which includes Trent Will. They definitely got to get him going. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me know if y'all liked the contract. Was it good? Was it too much? Let me know in the comments. Now, Diana Rossini actually had a pretty interesting report regarding potential spots for Ayuk. One was the 49ers had a contingency plan if they did trade Ayuk, and that plan was to acquire Courtland Sutton. Now they offered the Broncos a third-round pick for Courtland Sutton, and I'm really glad they didn't accept that because, I don't know, I feel like you could maybe get a second for Courtland, or maybe if you're trying to finesse like a bad or poorly managed team, you could maybe get like a bottom of the first, maybe. But yeah, I'm really happy Sean Payton, George Payton declined that, because Courtland's better than a third round pick, man. I mean, we saw last year. Sure, his numbers might not be crazy, but dude can catch the ball, dude can make plays. And if hypothetically he did get shipped to the Niners, would he completely replicate Ayuk's success? Not fully. I don't think he would, just because they're different players. Like, Courtland Sutton is more like a possession, throw it up in the red zone sort of wide receiver, compared to Ayuk, where he'll just burn you regardless with his elite route running ability. They're so it'd be really hard to say. They're just different cats. They move differently. So if they did trade Ayuk, it's not the worst replacement for him. But I feel like it definitely worked out for both sides because, like I said, third round pick or Courtland Sutton, that's not good enough. And Courtland Sutton replacing Ayuk's full production, I don't think he would be up to the task fully. I feel like he'd get 70, 80% there, but again, Ayuk is just on a different level. But yes, if the Broncos did accept that deal, they would have traded Ayuk to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Considering what I've been hearing out of training camp and just looking at the Steelers in general with their wide receiver core. Someone on here corrected me on that a while ago. So yeah, the Steelers wide receiver core hasn't looked the best besides George Pickens. So for Justin Fields, Russell Wilson to have an Ayuk, George Pickens, that would be a deadly duo right there, and I feel like the Steelers would definitely need that. So I really feel like the only loser in this hypothetical trade scenario and just like the Brandon Ayuk saga in general is probably Pittsburgh, considering, it maybe is Mike Tomlin's last dance and the quarterback position is kind of up in the air right now. Ayuk definitely would have helped made things a lot smoother, just offensively and just in general. So yeah, sorry Pittsburgh, I guess you're the only one to take an L, and just with Brandon Ayuk's shenanigans over the last 2 months. Yeah, man, if you're a Niners fan, you definitely gotta be happy at this outcome. We're just over a week away from the opening Monday Night Football, Jets, 49ers. Man, that's that's probably my most anticipated game of week one, just because like Aaron Rodgers, of course, and Niners at home, Monday Night Football. You know that place is gonna be rocking. So, and just in general, I know I've touched on this before if you've been watching any of my videos. If not, I've just been saying I really feel like the Niners Super Bowl window is basically closed. I feel like there's a slight sliver in that window right now, and it's this year. If they can't get it done this year, then it's closed in my opinion. Like they've really had 4 years, and that's usually what Super Bowl windows are. It's usually 3, 4 years, sometimes two, sometimes three for teams that aren't as well orchestrated. But a 4 year window is usually the timeline. And just looking at the Niners' schedule right now, the first 4 weeks are really manageable. They have the Jets at home. Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in like what, 2 years? On the road against the Vikings, at the Rams. That could be close, but they took care of them last year. And then at home against the Patriots. October, they're at home against the Cardinals, at Seattle versus the Chiefs versus the Cowboys. Obviously a lot more difficult, but first 4 weeks, September, I really want to see the Niners get off to a good start because again, like they're kind of like the underdog. I mean, especially like when your quarterback is Brock Purdy. Hard not to root for the Niners. I know a lot of other people might feel differently. Lions, Packers, other NFC West fans. But come on, man. Brock Purdy, hell of a story. I was thinking about it last night, actually. He's the closest comparison we've gotten to a modern Tom Brady. Not skill-wise, of course, but just story-wise and his origin. Like, for the longest time after Tom Brady won those 3 Super Bowls in the early 2000s, every single draft, every analyst was like, are we going to see the new Tom Brady in the 6th or 7th round this year? And that went on for, I don't even know, like until 2020, and they just kind of stopped because they realized that a new Tom Brady just won't happen again. But if you really think about it, Mr. Irrelevant, man. Mr. Irrelevant, that's one. So like a late draft pick. Obviously Tom Brady wasn't Mr. Irrelevant, but he was pretty late. 2, he's playing for Brady's hometown team, his childhood team, the Niners, man. And 3, it's just a hell of a story. I mean, come on, man. Who doesn't like Brock Purdy? He seems like a good guy, innocent guy, so I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking that? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about the Ayuk, Niners, just everything in general. Really hyped for football to be back. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Gurley's handed the football. Hill's there to make the tackle.
The defense doesn't want to give up runs like that, so how do they stop it? Well, they start crowding the line of scrimmage, so you keep crowding that line of scrimmage, look out, they'll throw it over the top.
2nd down and 2. Gurley's taking the handoff.
Well, when you're going to run the football, if that's your objective, you cannot get frustrated by short runs. You know that it's going to build itself as the game goes along, so keep trying.
This play call